Okay. All right. The opening scene, we have a a squad breaking into the Arch Ministry's blood bank. Okay. They break in and then they're ambushed and killed. So yeah, they drop off in these balls. So like when they crash into the windows, the balls kind of like dissipate and oh, here we go. Thank you. CNAs are considered the bottom feeders. LPNs are considered the ones who didn't Girl, thank you for the second most honest answer for tonight. I appreciate. That's what I'm saying. Honesty. Thank you. You know how many times I done heard CNAs called ass wipers? That's like, oh yeah, that's all you do is wipe ass. That's like the known thing. Jeez. Thank you. Okay. So then the squadron, they're ambushed and killed. The culprits are called hemophages. Okay? Hemophages is a person infected with the virus, and they have symptoms of vampirism. They have superhuman speed, strength, agility, but the condition is fatal. The hemophages also use flat space technology and pocket dimensions. So flat space is for the swords, right? So they can, it's basically folding a sword straight in. So when you're ready to use the sword, it just pulls right out. Okay. The pocket dimensions are like this big, and it's like, I'm trying to explain like in space, time, and theories and shit, like pocket dimensions. So imagine a little bitty universe in your pocket, and you can fill this dimension with whatever the fuck you want to fill it up with. Cars, weapons, an unlimited amount of anything. So they're called pocket dimensions. And this is what they use to carry stuff. So instead of tactical armor and gear and, magazine belts and all this bags and shit, it's these little pocket dimensions, and you just fill the shit up. Just fill it up. Okay? You understand? All right. Okay. So then the virus. So listen to this. Okay. A weapons lab discovered an obscure virus. They tried to modify it to create super soldiers, but accidentally created a strain called HGV. HGV is what people catch and turn them into hemophages, aka vampires. The virus got out into the public. The people are wearing masks. The virus got out. People are wearing masks. So then the government says the victims were required to wear armbands. Then were rounded up into concentration camps. Our main character, Violet, played by Mila Jovovich, she was pregnant when she contracted the virus and then lost her baby. She was in a concentration camp. She broke out, she joined an underground resistance, and then the blood wars began. So you had the blood wars, you had humans versus the hemophages. Okay? Vice Cardinal Daxus, along with the Latter-day Defense, over the last 10 years, has nearly wiped out the hemophages. Daxus has a new weapon that can locate and wipe out the remaining hemophages. Daxus is wearing a nose filter. It's a mask, but it goes into his nose. Okay? The Arch Ministry building is in the shape of a biohazard symbol. So you see the biohazard symbol with the 3 C's, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom, the biohazard symbol. Okay. All right. Okay. Violet disguises herself as a courier. She breaks into the Arch Ministry. She enters the building. So she's given a retinal scan to detect contacts or dyes. She's given a metabolic sensing to know if her metabolism is within human range. Her pulse and respiration are then checked to make sure she's human. Her eyes are being poked while her wrists are slit to draw blood. She passes the test. Her drawn blood then fills the biohazard symbol that's etched into the floor. So there's a shot from up above, and you see all the blood that they took from her as it fills up the biohazard symbol on the ground. Okay, it's just like in Blade when they took Blade's blood to fill the image, the grooves in the image. Same thing here. Okay. Violet then walks through an ultraviolet filter. Her clothes have been sterilized. One of the workers is wearing a face shield mask. He's wearing a face shield mask. So just like these goofballs you see with the face shield mask, this motherfuckers. This is 2006. 2006. Okay? Violet is then given a briefcase. She has to sign it in blood. The doctor then asks Violet what is her condition before releasing the briefcase to her. While this is going on, the real courier shows up. So she's been playing imposter. All right. The real courier shows up. Violet then fights her way out of the facility with the briefcase. Also, the technique they use to hide the swords is called hammer space. Okay, it's called hammer space. You can either mount it on your shoulder or mount it on your wrist. So every time she pulls her sword out, her hammer space is mounted in her wrist. Okay, all right. Violet is in the final stages of her condition. Her condition is terminal. She's dying. She's in the final stages. She then injects herself with more blood to stabilize her condition. Okay. She then activates the pocket dimensions and arms herself with her guns. So as she's walking out the building, she's about to get ready to get into a gunfight. So then she opens up her pocket dimensions, and then the guns draw themselves out. So as she's walking with her guns, you see the bullets start to load themselves into the gun. Okay, it's a cool little scene. All right. So then during the chase, she uses a leveler device. She's able to ride a motorcycle on the side of the building. This is where it gets stupid, but there's a device where she can kind of circumvent gravity. So she's riding a motorcycle inside the building. They're trying to shoot her. Blah 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 blah. Chase scene. Okay. She then makes it back to the hemophage stronghold. Okay. I think his name is Neville or Nova. Neville or Nova. I think the head hemophage. He scolds Violet. He told her to destroy the briefcase. She brought it to him anyway. Violet then opens the briefcase against orders, and there's a little boy inside the briefcase floating in water. Okay. In this particular scene, Neville's wearing white, Violet's wearing black. So throughout this movie, Violet hair turns different colors. Her outfit turns different colors depending on the situation. Okay, so if it's a war situation, her outfit would turn red. Or she's at one point she's bleeding from her hands, and it got into her suit, and her suit changed to the color of her blood. One particular scene at the very end, when she becomes like the savior figure, she's wearing all white. Okay, so every mood or scene set, the color matches. All right, okay. There's a little boy floating inside. Nova, that's his name, Nova. Violet tells Nova what's in the briefcase. She says it's a child. Nova says it's a weapon. Its blood contains an antigen that can destroy the remaining hemophages. They want to atomize his tissue and use it like an insecticide. So basically, they will break his chemical composition down, put it into a spray form, spray it in the air to infect everybody or the remaining hemophages. So we think. Okay, so we think. There's a plot twist to this at the very end. Violet wants to find a decelerating agent to save the boy because she's in mommy mode because she lost a child. So she's like, it's a child. He's like, it's not a child, it's a weapon. So this whole thing, the mommy thing kicks in. So then she takes the boy, she snatches the boy up. She then goes to the top floor. She then asks the blood Chinoys, the Asians, for safe passage. They refuse. A gunfight ensues. Basically, she dodges all the bullets. They kill themselves because they shoot themselves because she moves so fast. Blah 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 blah. It's silly, but it's it's a movie, whatever. The boy stands on the ledge, contemplating suicide. She snatches him off the ledge. Daxus makes an offer to Violet for the boy. Okay. Yes. Trey 5. Yes, but wait, there's more. Yeah, basically, yes, her body was a movie ring. Thank you. Yes. Indeed. Okay. So they escape to the subway. They're on a subway train. She's sitting down. The little boy is messing with the man. He's sleeping. He's wearing a mask. The old man sleeping on the train wearing a mask. The boy tells Violet his name is Six. Daxus encounters Nova and the other hemophages. Daxus makes a deal with Nova. Six can tell that Violet is dying. It's revealed that Six's blood is radioactive and he has a tracking device in him. The doctor, Garth, he gives Violet a blood transfusion. Violet takes Six to go get food. She tells him, hey, put your mask up. Because everybody around them is wearing a mask. Violet then gives Six her bracelet. It's a credit card. She says, hey, go get yourself something to eat. So then her plan was to abandon the boy. So as she's walking away, he says goodbye, Violet. She takes the credit card. He walks off in the other direction. She then has a change of heart. The soldiers show up. They shoot the wrong boy. They thought it was Six. So then, as Violet finds Six, Nova and the other hemophages snatch Six up. They kidnap him. Okay? Didn't they have a black chick with hands for her feet? No, there was no black women in this movie. There was no black women in this movie. But I think I know what you're talking about, though. So here's the twist. So Violet takes Six down to a church. Okay. So Violet tracks him down. Nova is holding him in church. It's revealed that Six has a human antigen in his blood. It's enough to kill every human on the planet. So while hanging up, strung up by the rope, Six takes off one of his shoes. Now, if you follow me long enough, you know what that means when there's one shoe on and one shoe off. Okay. Violet then kills Nova. She saves Six. Violet calls Daxus. Daxus tells Violet that Six is his clone. He's number 6 out of 8. Daxus wants Six brought to him. So Daxus wants to atomize Six spray the earth to infect all humans so that they will have to come to him every day for the cure. It's his way to keep order in society. (2006). So let's continue, shall we? So then Violet takes Six to the park. Six passes out. He dies from the radioactivity in his blood. Daxus takes Six's body. He shoots Violet. Violet's left for dead.
I didn't understand that.
I wasn't even talking to you. So then Garth intercepts Violet's body. He saves her. Garth tells Violet she's on TV. Violet then has a vision on how to save Six. Violet breaks back into the Archministry. She believes Six is not dead. Garth tells Violet Six wrote down the chemical composition of HGV. Daxus plans to recultivate the antigen found in Six to put him into another clone. Before Daxus can cut open Six, Violet shows up. The guards that guard the building are wearing those World War II masks, right? With the glass with the hose into the ventilator. They're wearing those type of masks with guns. That's dead out of World War II. The images of the Nazis. That's a dead on image. But whatever. The door entrances are shaped in the shape of crosses. So every door entrance, every time she walks in the door, it's in the shape of a cross. Okay? Violet confronts Daxus. Daxus reveals to Violet that he's the first hemophage. He's the original. He was the lab worker that discovered the virus. He was the first one infected with the hemophage virus. Daxus and then Violet engage in a fire sword fight. She then sets him on fire, splits him in half. Violet then takes Six's body. She then cries, and her tears revive Six. So her blood was his cure. Okay? So then Six tells Violet there's a cure for HGV. They then drive off together. As the Archministry burns down, the entire building is in the shape of a cross. That was Ultraviolet 2006. Yeah. 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 Any questions? Oh, yo, Eon Flux, the anime was dope. That movie was not so much. A lot of hybrids and clones. Yeah, I remember because I worked a promotional campaign for this movie when it